A raw diet consists of raw meats, raw bones, raw organs, and occasionally vegetables or fruits. This is just one of many various diets you may give your dog. However, as compared to kibble, raw food is the healthiest diet for the majority of dogs. Let's look at the kibble and why it's not an optimal diet for dogs. Then we'll go through what a raw diet is and why it's so good for your dog. The issue with kibble. First of all, dogs are carnivores. From pugs to golden retrievers, they are all carnivores. This means that to thrive they need a diet high in protein with moderate fat and little to no carbohydrates. But what is the main nutrient in kibble? Carbohydrates. In fact, the average kibble is 60% carbohydrates. What happens if a carnivore is fed a diet that is over half carbs, a nutrient that he doesn't even need? Well, when a dog eats kibble or any carb, his body sends out insulin to control the blood sugar. This is because all carbs are turned into sugar by the body, so insulin needs to do something with the excess sugar. Insulin then tells the cells to open and store the excess sugar as fat. This is why so many of the kibble-fed dogs you see are overweight. The sugar that the body makes from carbohydrates is also very bad for a dog's teeth. Sugar sticks to the teeth and grows bacteria. The bacteria then turns into tartar and plaque, causing dental disease. Dental disease has the potential to cause or exacerbate other diseases in the body and is often linked with heart disease. Just like the sugar from kibble encourages the growth of bacteria in the mouth, it also causes bacteria, viruses, yeasts, and fungi to grow in other areas of the body. This is because sugar is a favorite food source of these pathogens. Know what else loves sugar as a fuel source? Cancer. Most cancers live on sugar. If you take away that fuel source, these cancers will starve and die. To make kibble, it is cooked at high heat for long periods of time. This chemically changes a lot of the ingredients in the kibble, making some of them carcinogens. This is a pretty scary thought when you add the fact that cancer loves sugar as a fuel source. Basically, you're feeding your dog food with carcinogens and a ready-made fuel source for those carcinogens to grow and reproduce. All proteins are made up of smaller units called amino acids. There are several different kinds of amino acids, and all protein sources have different kinds and different amounts of these amino acids in them. Certain amino acids are considered essential amino acids for dogs. This means that their body can't make the amino acid, so they have to get it from the food they eat. For kibbles, most of the protein comes from plant sources: legumes, pea protein, wheat protein, soy, etc. The problem with this is that plant proteins do not have as many amino acids as meat protein does. Plant proteins are also not as good of a source of the essential amino acids that a dog needs. In addition, plant proteins often come with other nutrients that bind to them and leaves them completely useless to a dog. A more dangerous marketing ploy is the addition of fish oils to kibble. The idea is that fish oil is high in EPA and DHA, both essential omega-3 fatty acids. However, fish oil is extremely temperamental. Oxygen, light, and heat can all chemically change fish oil. This means that the healthy omega-3s in the fish oil are destroyed during night kibble cooking. This creates a fat that increases inflammation, speeds the aging process, and increases your dog's chances of getting cancer. So, while it may look good on the package, it is extremely dangerous and unhealthy for your beloved golden. Reasons why to feed raw. Gray wolves are the closest wild relative to dogs. They share 99.9% of the same DNA. Wolves in general live healthy lives than our domesticated dogs. You typically do not see a wolf that is plagued by fleas, heartworms, cancer, dental disease, or other chronic diseases that often plague domestic dogs. Is it that 0.01% of their DNA, or is it what they eat? A raw diet is basically the complete opposite of kibble. Raw is moist, while kibble is dry. Raw is raw, which keeps the nutrients intact, while kibble is cooked so much that manufacturers have to add synthetic nutrients. Raw is super bioavailable and digestible to your dog, kibble is not. Raw keeps your dog's teeth healthy, kibble does not. Raw has little to no carbohydrates, kibble averages 60% carbohydrates. Raw is interesting to eat, kibble is not. Raw is naturally delicious, kibble must be coated with chemicals to make dogs interested in eating it. Raw helps to heal your dog, keep him healthy, and help him thrive. Kibble is only made to let your dog survive, which means he will be sick, fat, and unhappy. A raw diet is one of the best preventive medicines that you can give your dog. A raw diet can help to prevent all of those things that a kibble diet can cause. Feeding a raw, species-appropriate diet can help prevent or treat, in some cases, cancers, liver disease, kidney disease, heart disease, eye problems, dental issues, allergies, pancreatitis, digestive issues, poor skin and coat, low energy, and so much more. How to feed raw? In general, a dog should eat about 1 to 3% of his body weight in raw food a day. The amount you feed your dog will depend on his activity level, age, and overall health. The best way to know if you are feeding your dog enough or too much is to pay attention to his weight. If he is gaining weight and doesn't need to, feed him a bit less. If he is losing weight and doesn't need to, feed him a bit more. The amount you feed your dog may also change over time. There may be certain times of year that your dog is more active, so he may need to eat more. He may need more or less food as he ages. Just keep an eye on his weight and on his health and you will know if you should feed him more or less. There are many different methods that you can follow to feed your dog a raw diet. In the end, though, they are all trying to do one thing: create a diet that is as close to that of a wolf as possible. So, what do wolves eat? They eat whole, raw animals. This means that a wolf will eat its prey's meat, all the organs, the skin, the feathers or fur, the bone, stomach contents, glands, the works. If you can feed your dog whole prey, that is generally considered the best way to feed a raw diet. Sometimes you can buy whole mice, rats, guinea pigs, chickens, rabbits, quail, and other animals that you can feed whole. These are great because the food is intact with all the innards and fur or feathers. This is the best way to make sure you are giving your dog all the nutrients he needs. However, whole prey is not always easy to find. We can recreate an animal for our dogs to eat. This is typically referred to as Frankenprey. Just like Frankenstein's monster was made out of an assortment of body parts from several different sources, a raw Frankenprey diet lets you create a whole animal out of parts. For instance, you could make your dog's meal with ground beef, a chicken leg, some lamb liver, beef kidney, goat spleen, pork brain, and a duck head. The key with Frankenprey is to use as much variety as you can find. It is good to add in as many organs as you can get your hands on. The variety will help your dog get the most nutrients and cut down on any potential nutrient deficiencies. Plus, variety is the spice of life. In general, it is recommended that you feed your dog 80% meat, 10% bone, 5% liver, and 5% other organs. However, you can play around with these numbers to find what works best for your dog. Because all dogs are individuals and will need slightly different nutrition to thrive and live their best lives. You may find that feeding up to 25% organ meat is even better for your dog. Or you might discover that feeding your dog 70% meat, 10% veggies, 10% bone, 5% liver, and 5% other organs is of more benefit to your dog. It all comes down to observation. If you add a bit more of this, does your dog seem happier and healthier? If you don't feed your dog that, does that make a positive difference? It is helpful to keep a notebook with what you feed your dog every day and any odd behavioral or other issues you notice. This will help you pinpoint any foods that may be causing issues for your dog. A wolf's diet also varies quite a lot. They may eat a squirrel one day, feast on some venison the next, and have a rabbit the next. This is important for us to remember. With a raw diet, we are striving to create a diet similar to that of a wolf. So, if a wolf eats variety, you should strive to feed your dog a diet that is rich in variety too. If you enjoyed this video, kindly press the like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, so that you don't miss out on videos like this. Thank you for watching.